right. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name's Tim Kramer with Brian the Grizzly. What is up?
How's it going, everybody? This is great.
Yeah, man. Yeah, back on Monday. We're gonna talk about some House of Dragon. We're gonna talk about Sandman. We're probably gonna save Halloween Ends because for many reasons. One, me and you didn't see it. Brandon did unfortunately saw it, I guess.
Yeah, he saw it and he was like, I hated it, but we'll see. I think I'm going to at least watch it and see what I think about it.
Yeah.
We're going to
Michael Myers. I gotta watch it. Yeah.
If it's the end, you have to see it. And I'm afraid to watch anything that tells me it's copycat stuff. I don't want to see anything. I want to see it and judge for myself.
Yeah. That's where I'm at right now. So I've been avoiding spoilers for that one too. Besides people just saying they're not happy with it, I'm like, okay, but like I don't know how it ends. I don't know the spoilers. I don't know anything. So I'm like,
I know Jamie Lee Curtis was crying at the end of it. So she was like, I'm so happy.
Like her character?
No, just her. She was like, I'm so happy I was able to do this with you guys. Thank you so much. I was like, oh, let me watch this.
Yeah. Yeah. So we'll do that pretty soon. I'm gonna try to see if Will can join us with that one because me and him did Halloween Kills a couple years ago, which is awesome. So, not awesome. It was all right movie.
We were like,
yeah.
It was also that Will was there. That's it. So
yeah. We had fun with it. That's for sure. We had fun with it.
He's the king of the short. I mean, he is the king of all those things. I mean, that's why I love about Will because he's so creative. He's actually able to pull it off. I got ideas. I can't pull it off. That's the problem.
He's super creative. That was one thing. He's super, super creative. Yeah. And I think most of the stuff he did with his phone too. So that was definitely fun to watch some of those shorts. I
couldn't do it with a studio. He's doing it with his phone.
Yeah. So, but yeah, we'll see if we can get him back on here. I know he's been busy and stuff like that. But yeah. So, but we're gonna talk about House of the Dragon that came out yesterday.
Yes.
There we go. Came out yesterday, episode 9. Only one episode left. Well, you know what? Before actually start it.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. We are going to talk about I am having a brain fart real quick. Hold on, man. Let me restart this. What Andy said? Andy said they already have the cast for Halloween Resurrection again.
It's Halloween Re-Resurrection again. Literally, that's the title. That's the title. Halloween Re-Resurrection again.
Yeah.
I don't even want to know.
Yeah. So please, literally, we don't want to know. I want to know how it ends. No spoilers here yet, even though. All right, let's try this again. All right, welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tim Kramer with Brian the Grizzly, and we are going to talk about House of the Dragon, the newest episode 8. What you think?
9. This is episode 9.
No, 9. Yeah, sorry.
Yes. I wish it was episode 8. You know what? So this was kind of crazy. So I was watching it, and I mean, it's okay. I'm enjoying it a little bit, but it was just so much Hightower and so much crap going on in the castle, and they were just such douchebags, and it was hard for me to enjoy the episode because I just hate all of them.
Yeah. It's the same thing. I mean, about halfway through, I was literally like, "F this show." I'm like, it's annoying. It's annoying. I'm like, are you that stupid? Like, is Allison? Like, Allison, are you that stupid?
Allison.
Or like all this other stuff. And
it's it's incredible that they cannot understand that his name is Aegon, and then the guy two kings ago, the king was the Aegon, and he didn't understand the song. That they have no idea. They have no idea of the history.
Yeah.
Aemon is the one who's the historian. He's the one kid that actually pays attention. He didn't think that maybe what she's saying doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like no one can put two and two together, but they can scheme and they can
Yeah.
kill people and they love burning people alive in their house.
But that's the
Oh,
thing too.
man.
It's like at first you got mad because she's like, "Oh, he said he wanted Aegon to be king." No, he didn't. When? Like, like so there's that whole part. But then she, tells the High Council or the Council or whatever, and they're like, "Oh, cool, you're giving us a reason." I was like they didn't care. They're like, "We don't care. Like he's going to be king either
Anyway,
way."
we've been planning this for years.
Yeah, but then she just keeps on with this stupid that's what he wanted with his dying breath. No, because
You
it's
didn't
so
think if you
aggravating.
know, man, he's missing a cheek, he has no eyeball, and you don't think he's a little bit out of his mind, he don't know what the hell he's talking. He just said at the dinner that Rhaenyra is going to be queen. That's what he just said.
Like an hour ago, or less than an hour ago, whatever.
And 10 minutes before he dies, he gets a little confused. He thought he's still talking to Rhaenyra about the song, about the story of Ice and Dragon, Ice and Fire, whatever. And he gets confused, and she can't understand that he doesn't even know who he's talking to.
Yeah,
like whatever. I mean, Allison's she's been pissing me off for a while now.
Money, luck, health, and envy. Yeah, that's Game of Thrones. And it like really aggravated my girlfriend because we were kind of eating dinner and she finished early and grabbed the baby and said, I'm gonna go read him a story. He goes, fuck this show. Because she's like, and it's true, it's like we've seen this before and it's so annoying. It's just, I was like, it's Game of Thrones but not done well. That for me, that's my thing. Is like,
no, I think this entire, honestly, I like House of the Dragon more than I like Game of Thrones. I just hated.
No way.
I hated this episode. Oh yeah, I liked it a lot more. I just hated this episode.
No. I mean,
I love
Daemon
is my favorite character I've had out any of the ones. I love Rhaenyra more than I like any other ones up too. So like, I don't.
She's a dumbass too.
I don't mind them. No, I think who's smart.
Danny. I think in the first one, Danny. I mean, I think you had better characters. I think.
I think it was more confusing. It was just
the twins.
It was too many. Characters, and this side is really only two.
But they all have the same freaking name. Which, I mean, that's the point. Is like they all have the same name. That's kind of similar because Rhaenyra and her aunt very similar names. Rhaenyra named her youngest son after her dad. So now you got two Rhaenyras, all these Aegons flying around, another Joffrey. I was like, what the fuck? And then it's part of the plot that they confuse the names of the different Targaryens because they're both named Aegon. It's so frustrating. I was like,
but that's real. Man. It's very realistic because that's exactly how it was.
I know it's stupid,
but it's exactly how it was. How many Queen Elizabeths are there?
Yeah, that's the whole world. I mean,
Prince Charles and King Charles and all that. That's what it is. That's literally what they do.
Oh, the color green, which is what Hightower color is, which
for
is,
war.
Money like health war. Yeah. Anyway, there's no way. There's besides Daemon, there's no other character that I care for more than all the characters in Game of Thrones, at least in the beginning.
Game of Thrones for the last 2 seasons was stupid, so I don't care.
The last 2 seasons, but then that makes this all stupid too. I know how it's gonna end.
The problem was there's too many characters. If that's the case, then going by what you're saying, Star Wars is stupid. Anything prequel is stupid.
Yeah,
you know how it's not really.
The prequel, episode 1, 2, and 3. You're telling me those are good?
Oh, no. Let's get into. So what about now? Yeah. Oh, yeah. So those are prequels too, and we know where it's going to end. Is it stupid or is it very least
different
story?
They're different stories. Because now it's Mandalorian story. It's not the Skywalker story. This is all Targaryens. It's but it's also it's like Alicent's the reason why Game of Thrones was annoying, and it's like because she destroyed that the story being passed on, the Song of Fire and Ice, because it went from Daenerys to Rhaenyra, but now this whole thing is happening, and now like the protection is gone.
Team Black House and Dragon is good.
Yeah. I like the show. Don't get me wrong. I like the show. It is super, super annoying. And to me, it's not as good as Game of Thrones. I
So
love
I like Corlys.
Jamie. All of them in the first one were way better than 9 out of 10 characters in this one. Daenerys was awesome, but Daenerys was also a dumbass. Rhaenyra was a dumbass. I was like,
but Viserys but it was probably the best acting in the entire entity that has ever been done. Like he's done the best job. So like, he said, if it's so annoying, why watch?
Because
he's a big Game of Thrones person. So like, I thought Game of Thrones was good. I thought it, but a lot of it was too much. I always felt like it was too much. Too many characters, too many plot lines, too many storylines that they always have to wrap up. I actually appreciate that there's really only one storyline, one main plot that's going by. Yeah. Hopefully Viserys comes back.
Yeah, we're not even getting that shit. We didn't get that. We didn't get the dead coming back, because in the book, the mom, Ned Stark's the wife, she comes back. She's like a water zombie kind of thing. It was like, I want more magic. It's like, so yeah, I am annoyed, but I still enjoy the show. I enjoy the show. It is fun. But it is annoying because it's politics, which is it's something you're gonna get mad at. You're gonna get mad because it's people backstabbing and being political and stuff. So
I just honestly, the whole show I would like so much more if I didn't have Alicent. I hate Alicent. She literally is the one reason like I hate watching sometimes. And this whole episode was just about her and the Hightowers making their power move, and everyone just being okay with it. Just like, okay, we're gonna do it. Yeah,
Alicent is Alicent is the annoying one. She's stupid. She's arrogant. She thinks she knows like all and stuff like that. So was it?
I'm sorry. He already looked like a White Walker. He did at the end. He really did. I'm sorry. You can go back to that. Daemon is a badass, true Targaryen.
For sure.
He is unbelievable. And that's why I can't wait to this episode 10, because he and Rhaenyra are going to kill some people. They're going to fuck shit up.
They're going to be pissed. That's what. See, that's the question. Who's more mad, Rhaenyra or Daemon?
The problem is they're on the same side, and that's a problem.
Whoever's more mad, they're both on the same side.
Yes, Otto needs to get killed. Otto needs to die. That's the thing.
I mean, he's been an asshole since the first episode with selling his daughter, basically. But that's another thing is like she barely realized, like, oh, you're using me. It took you what 3 kids, 30 years to figure it out.
She was sitting there when she was thinking about like, how many horses do I have when Viserys was having sex with her? She realized it then. She really did.
The one thing I did appreciate a lot with this episode was because the ant. What's the ant's name? It's
Rhaenyra. What's it? Not Rhaenys. How I say her name? No, I say her name.
She married the Valerian.
Yeah.
But see, it's like it's close to Rhaenyra, but I think it's Rhaenyra or something like that.
Rhaenys or something. It's Rhaenys.
Rhaenys, yeah.
Rhaenys.
I like her. I think she's a badass character because one, she should have been queen. I think everyone agrees that she should have been queen, at least like all the family and stuff like that. But it's like, so Alicent was mad at Rhaenyra because Rhaenyra wanted to like do whatever she wanted to do. She goes, I don't want to be in charge. I want to go have sex and travel and have fun.
Alicent wasn't mad at Rhaenyra. She was jealous of Rhaenyra. And that's what it came down to. Yeah. She was just jealous that she was able to live a life and do what the hell she want and still be able to be heir. And she had to sit there.
At that time, she wasn't going to be heir. She didn't want to be heir. I think she was going to be announced heir yet still.
Yeah.
She didn't want it.
I think that happened right around the time. No, it happened before he married her. He married Alicent.
Yeah.
Before he married Alicent, Rhaenyra was already announced as the heir.
Yeah. So she's basically like, I'm stuck here and doing all this stuff. But she kind of like it flip-flops with the aunt and Alicent. With Rhaenys, whatever. With her, it's like she's like telling her like now she's jealous. They're like, oh, you're in this spot to take charge and not be like stuck to these traditions. Like you could do what you want and do what's right, and you be in charge or blah blah blah, whatever. I don't know if it's right, but you could be in charge. But she's like, oh no, I'm still gonna like pass it on to men. So it's like it's just like it's a circle of like fuckery. You know what I mean? That's all. It's like you're doing what I want to do.
What it is Allison doesn't want to admit that what she really wants is control, just like her father.
Yeah.
She doesn't want to admit. She wants to pass off. That's why when they kill the guy in the council, and she wants to pass off the blame. She doesn't want to seem like she's the bad guy, not realizing that you are the bad guy. That's what's going on. Everything you're doing, you're becoming the bad guy.
Yeah.
And Rhaenys sees it, and she sees, I'd rather deal with Rhaenyra because I know who the fuck she is. She could be the same no matter what.
Yeah.
And
but
Daemon,
that's another thing.
I'm cool with Daemon because Daemon's going to be Daemon.
Yeah.
Daemon's going to Daemon.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
You know. But for Allison to think that Rhaenyra is going to like kill her family, I'm like, you know her. She's not going to do that, man. I was like, even with Allison like stabbing her in the back, doing all this bullshit for all these years, I don't think Rhaenyra is she's not gonna go out there and like, oh, I'm queen now. All you guys are trash. I'm gonna kill you, throw you away.
Them at all.
But she was telling Aegon that. She goes, if you don't do it, we're all gonna die. I was like, what? I was like, you're stupid.
That was just her just trying to, and Aegon just fell right into it. And he's an idiot. He's literally an idiot.
He's like legit.
But see, this is what confuses me a little bit about this next episode. Aemon.
Mm-hmm.
As much as Aemon could be king and would probably be a good king because he just is a badass. He's like little Daemon, except he's probably a little bit less, doing what the hell he wants. He reads everything. He understands. He reads, understands the history of stuff. What did they do with him?
Mm-hmm.
And does Aemon get so pissed off with his mother and his brother that he possibly goes to the other side?
Good question.
Because, if you really notice in episode 8, he was, as much as he's a badass, he ain't going to step to Daemon, right? But when Daemon did what he was doing, Daemon, he kind of looked at Daemon like, wow, you are amazing. Yeah. And it was almost like a little look of adoration, like wow.
Yeah,
it's the same look that Rhaenyra had for Daemon when she was younger. That look of just wow, he's awesome. He's like me, and that makes me think this might not happen like next episode, but I think eventually Aemon is going to be their spy for inside the house, the Hightower house.
Yeah, well, if you think about it, him and Daemon are basically the same. You know what I mean? Like. They both want the crown. They think they deserve the crown, and instead they see their brother who kind of squanders it a little bit and stuff like that. So they're very similar, and they're but like you said, Daemon's kind of like I do what I want, where Aemon is more like not play by the rules, but like book smart and
kingly. It's just he's more kingly, and that's just what if he became king, I'd be like,
yeah, that makes sense.
Ain't no one's gonna take it away from him.
Yeah,
because he's a warrior. He understands how to do the principles. He doesn't run away from his responsibility. He's everything they want. And if
you got the biggest dragon, legit,
exactly
the biggest dragon.
If Allison was smart, she would have said, "Aegon, you're an asshole. You're not a son of mine. I'm not letting you do any of this shit. Aemon, you are going to be the one, and that's the one we're going to back."
Yeah.
This whole story changes because if it's Aemon. I don't know if he was going to, kill Aemon, but Rhaenys,
he would play smarter. He would play the game smarter because he would understand what's at stake.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But Rhaenys pissed me off this episode too because when she got on her dragon, she burst through the floor and everything is great. Everyone's it's crazy, it's crazy. She had a chance to end the war right then.
Yeah.
All she had to do was say the word. Her dragon would have breathed fire. Killed Aegon immediately. Killed the entire Hightower family. Killed them. Done. I saved thousands of lives. She could have did it, but you know what? She looked at Allison and she saw her as like a mother, and she knew that she lost her son, and I think that hurt stopped her from doing what she needed to do.
That's interesting. I took it as something different. Like when she looked at her, she's like, "You're gonna get yours. It's just not gonna be from me." that's what I took it as. Like, oh, you're gonna have to deal with Rhaenyra and Damon, like that. I think that's what I took it as. But that's interesting too.
But when I saw, because it wasn't just like, because Aegon was in front, right? He was, look at me, everyone love me, love me. But when that happened, Rhaenys did that. Alicent stood in front of him, and she guarded her son. That's, you can say anything about Alicent, pissed off, and she's annoying as hell, but she guards her kids, and she loves her kids, and she stood in front of him saying, to kill him, you have to go through me. And I don't think it's just because he's king, it's because it's her son. And once again, we already know what happened to Rhaenys, what she thinks happened to her son, death by fire. I don't think she had the stomach to do it. I think that's what we're going to actually hear in the next episode, that she didn't have the stomach to do the same thing what happened to her son.
Yeah. Is she going to pick a side?
No, I think she picked a side because because of her grandkids.
True.
Rhaenys picked a side because of her grandkids. That's what.
Yeah. I always forget. I forget.
Andy.
Well, we go. I gotta click. Oh my god. Yeah, I get it. Okay. They need Moses Hightower from
Police Academy.
I forgot.
He'd be good. That would be a good addition. He'd be a Targaryen.
And then Good Looking said, I love the part in season 10 where Damon was singing to, who's it?
Vermithor.
Vermithor to I Can't Wait to See Damon in action.
I think
which one?
So I think not episode 10, but episode
when he was singing to Vermithor. When was he singing?
I know.
I'm trying to remember, man.
What episode is that?
But yeah, I agree though. I can't wait to see Damon in action
because Damon was with the dragon, right? That's Vermithor's the dragon. I can't remember what episode. I mean, Vermithor, A Song of Ice and Fire. So
yeah. He said in the last episode. In the last episode,
10. That's what it said exactly. So it's going to be in the next episode. So that's the trailer. If we had the trailer right now, because that's the one I forgot. I saw that trailer. That's why we said that. I was like, I know what's going on.
Episode 10. In the next upcoming episode.
It's the finale. And
I don't watch them because I learned that from Game of Thrones. I'm like, you ruined the majority of the next episode.
It did so good.
Yeah.
But you saw Damon and how he looked. He is a badass. And you saw Rhaenyra, and she's that same bad. She's like the female version. How do you marry the female version of you? And that's what's scary about them two together. Like if they have to kill Damon, because if Damon's alive. If Damon's alive, that's it.
Yeah.
I think he can win a war by himself. You don't believe me?
Oh, yeah.
Go watch episode 5 and 6.
Yeah. It's better before.
They both are badass. Yeah, I agree. I agree.
You want to watch this? We'll end it with this trailer.
Yes, let's do that.
We'll end it with the trailer. Oh, I don't know. Did you saw though? Yeah,
he's the
dragon. So I'm like, when did he sing to it? Yeah, they're both badasses. I like them. They're awesome characters. I think
that's what I said. Like, really, I think her sons are annoying, but I think Damon's daughters are pretty epic, and I think and they seemed genuinely happy to marry Rhaenyra's sons, which is really weird because they could both be husband and wife and sister and brother
and cousins.
And cousins.
You get the trifecta in there. The trifecta of incest.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
Yeah. But I think everyone knows, like, well, I guess technically they're still related because even if the father is somebody different,
it doesn't matter.
They're still related through
because Rhaenyra is his niece, no matter what.
Yeah.
And then they married.
Yeah. Oh man, but yeah, one thing I didn't know how it was gonna. I love Matt Smith. I think he's good in most things. He was probably one of the better parts of the Venom movie. But it was still a horrible movie. But Matt Smith is amazing, and I wasn't sure how he was gonna be in this. I'm like, I saw the pictures with the wig, and I'm like, he's obviously the best part of the entire show.
When I think about the best scene, is still Viserys walking down, in front of everybody, and then when he trips, and the fact that Daemon grabs the crown, helps him up, grabs the crown and puts that on his head. It was, my mind was blown, honestly.
Yeah. And then finding out it's all improv, I'm like, oh, that's when great actors work together. You know what I mean?
Well,
it's
he said he was knocking everyone else, he's pushing everyone off, and then when he turned, he saw Matt Smith was the guy that was helping him. He allowed it to happen. They just did it without even talking, and they just went with it. And everyone saw it and they said, "That's amazing." It was so good and so authentic, and it just gave realism to the situation so much.
Yeah, there's classic scenes like that Game of Thrones is known for, like all the Game of Thrones, the prequel and the original, that is right up there in the top contender list, because that was just such a well done scene, but best scene for real.
Oof, man, it gave me chills. Also, thinking about it. Like,
did George R. Martin wind up texting the guy who plays Daenerys? I can't think of his name. It's like Patty or Caddy or something.
Yeah.
He wind up texting him. He goes, "Your Daenerys is better than mine."
That's what he said.
From George R. R. Martin. So I was like,
your Daenerys is better than mine.
I was like, that's some praise, man. That's some good praise. Even when he was in the bedroom with him, calling him, Wells calling him named Damon. The bedroom scene.
And even at the end, his last breath, he says, "My love," and realizing he's calling for Rhaenyra's mother. Dude, that was totally ad-libbed. He just did that.
Oh,
and
really?
It was so good, and it was perfect at the time. Oh, yes. That's when he put Alice in her place. He told her about himself, and he had no fear. He's sitting down in her castle like, yeah, this was what you did. Shit, like, it's just straight up, like, looking at her, like, it's amazing.
He's a badass, man. He's a badass. Matt Smith is killing it. Like I said, I am annoyed with certain parts of the show. I think it's more of the political part of it. It's not ruining the show for me. But I'm like, oh, why are you doing that? What are you stupid?
No, there are parts of it that are cringe-worthy because you're just sitting there like, okay, guys, come on.
Yeah. But then everyone's just taking her word for it. Well, honestly, to all the council don't give a shit. They're like, oh, he said that, cool. Like, keep saying he said that. That's what we want to. And they don't care. And she's over there believing it. Like, oh no.
I don't even know how much she believes it. I think it's just that.
I love Damon. Yeah, Damon's amazing. Because it's not annoying. It's not annoying no more, right?
No, it's still no. It's she overall. Alicent and Star is going to be annoying to me, but I feel like the story is still good and it makes sense and it's following.
Hey, man.
Everything makes sense to me, and that's why I enjoy it. And it's not too many characters where I don't see the character for like 3 episodes, 4 episodes.
That's why I was really surprised we didn't get any real Targaryen. Well, I guess they're part Targaryen, but the real Targaryens that you care about. This was all Hightower, like you said. It will grow on you. It's man. But it's more like you said. It's the annoying where you're like,
No, but I agree. So if I was rating like my least favorite episode, it was probably this one. Not because I love the show. I love the show.
Minus the last, was it 10 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever.
The last 15 minutes was great. And them trying to sneak her out of the fact that the twin brothers, one's going on one side, the other one's on the other side, and that he was going to sneak her out of the castle to get her to Rhaenyra, and the fact that we know that he's going to be going to Rhaenyra now to tell her about what's going on, that is cool. And I mean, his brother is fighting Sir Kristen, and he just kind of was like, man, F you. I don't believe what you're doing. I'm leaving. And those are twins.
Yeah. Well, he was like, look, this is who you want, King. Like, he sends his bastards to go fight as kids, which is super effed up.
Yeah.
It was like, ooh, man, because I'm like,
that was the most. I mean, but he's the worst person to be king.
He's gonna be worst. The Joffrey. Actually, I think hopefully maybe next week or something like that, I want to do a comparison video. So
That's a
if
great
anybody's
idea.
watching, T Good Looking, come back next Monday. I mean, you come back Friday too. We talk more stuff. Because we're live Mondays and Fridays right now.
Yeah.
But next Monday, I want to compare, because there are characters that you have your Littlefinger, you have your this person, you kind of have people that are
You see
similar
people that are
in
similar to
characters.
Jon Snow, like
Yeah.
it's two of them together, kind of
You know,
all that.
because I'm like, who's the Joffrey of it all? And I think Aegon
It's
might
Aegon. Yeah, it's gonna
might
be
be,
Aegon.
yeah,
The dude that
yeah,
was doing this stuff in front of a window and then that raped one of the handlers. Yeah,
yeah,
that's
yeah.
that's him.
That's super. What's going to happen, Rhaenyra ex-husband, though, because he's not dead. Plus, he has a dragon.
So he left his dragon. So Laenor left his dragon.
Mm-hmm.
When he left, when he went off. Which I think that's why one of the kids are going to get the dragon. But what everyone's forgetting is that Daemon got those 3 eggs at the beginning of episode 8. And those 3 eggs
shit.
are going to be more dragons, and everyone's forgetting about that.
Yeah.
So that shit's going to be real big.
Yeah.
And Laenor, I think, is not done, because I also don't believe Corlys is done.
No.
I believe Corlys
will
will either show back up this episode 10, the finale, or at the end of the finale, to even to add it on even more, or he'll be the beginning of the next season. But I think that's going to be a lot, and people aren't dead. If he don't have a body and he's been gone for 6 years, you don't think it's possible that he was captured and he's going to come back and everyone's going to be fucked up.
Yeah. Also, kind of going back to some of the stuff with the dragons and stuff like that. The Hightowers are in charge right now, but it's they're the only 2 Targaryens left on that throne. After them, who's gonna teach the actual the stories? Because obviously that's all gonna be gone. Who's gonna are when do you start to lose that bloodline? Yeah, maybe they'll have the blonde hair, but are they still gonna be dragon riders? Are they still? I mean, we find out eventually that it stops, and this is the story where it all stops. But I thought it was interesting. I'm like, oh, so these guys are gonna be up there. They're Targaryens, but are the grandkids gonna have
Targaryens? That's the thing. They're not.
Well, they are, because
Alicent is not, because
Alicent isn't.
Only Aegon and Aemond, and I don't even remember what the daughter's name is, because she's just like a side character.
What did she say? She goes, "Oh, there's beast, but
she has magic, but she has magic, and that's the magic that you like." I think Rhaenyra and Daemon are going to be badass, and they're going to put their on the table. And I think she's going to save the Hightower family because she has magic, and she's going to be able to get them out of the situation.
Interesting. But I mean, who's going to teach dragon stuff like that?
She said, "I hate Clubfoot, but he is so weird, and he keeps on burning people alive. Come on." Stop letting him burn people alive.
That's another thing with Alicent is she's I'm better than you because I do things right. I'm a good guy. And meanwhile, she's here's my foot. Go kill that bastard.
She's doing all the time. Yeah, he's here. You like the foot? All right, I'm gonna turn away and not look at it. Whatever. That was so weird.
If I don't see it, I don't know. Yeah, it was very weird. And yeah, Clubfoot.
Smith is in a bunch of subpar films. Morbius is the most recent example, but does anyone remember the cinematic masterpiece Terminator Genesis?
Was he in that? I didn't watch that, obviously. Also, there was which Targaryen or which Game of Thrones was that? Khaleesi or Cersei was in Genesis? I forgot which one's which.
Cersei is in Genesis.
They're both in it. They're both in the Terminator franchise. Just so you know.
We gotta stay with HBO.
Yeah. Morbius was, but I mean, Matt Smith is Doctor Who. So.
I mean, Doctor Who just wins, right?
Yeah, that's automatic.
It doesn't matter. He's Doctor Who.
Yeah.
Hightower was only for the power, though.
Yeah,
and that's what Otto is. Otto is all for power, and Alicent is his daughter, no matter what. He said Matt Smith is the T-5000.
Is he? I don't know. I didn't see that movie. I gave up on that franchise a while ago. But yeah, I mean, that's the difference. When people go for just power, then then you lose the real reason why the Targaryens were in charge. You were like, hey, we need to be in charge because we need to save you from the zombies that are coming. We don't know when, but
it's going to happen, guys. It's going to happen.
Yeah. All right, but let's finish this one out with the trailer for episode 10.
Let's go.
And then we'll move on to some other stuff.
The Greens are coming for you, Rhaenyra.
The Greens.
And for your children.
You cannot bend the knee to the Hightowers. They stole your birthright.
Every man standing round the painted table urges her to plunge the realm into war.
Lay siege to the Red Keep.
Send us.
Let's go.
I swear to ward the Queen.
Your cause owns a power that has not been seen since the days of old Valyria.
Oh, that's so good.
Okay. This one's gonna be violent, huh?
That's gonna kill at least 50 people, man. I'm telling you. So chop people's head straight in half. It's gonna happen.
It is giving us the stuff that we've asked for from Game of Thrones. We want more dragons.
It's gonna give you everything.
Here's a shit ton of dragons. So
that's exactly what it's gonna be.
Yeah. I hope we get to see the North though. I do too.
I don't think it's gonna be season 2.
It's not gonna be this episode, but I think eventually we have. Also, this is the first episode they actually brought up the wall. Yep. I don't remember anybody talking about the wall before this episode. I could be wrong, but that's the first time I noticed.
Like I've been waiting. Viserys said something about it.
Yeah,
but
I mean, I could be wrong. I don't know. No. I mean, it's hard when you're trying to remember what happened 8 weeks ago
for every episode. Yeah,
yeah. But they did mention the wall. I was like, oh, so it's there. Yeah, he's great in shows and he carries a bunch of bad films. He does. Him dancing.
It's okay though. It's not his fault. It's not his fault.
It's because the king talks so much about the North and White Walkers. Yeah, Hightower and Alicent know nothing about. Yeah. That's the issue.
They can't rule this place because they don't know anything. They don't even know the song.
Yeah. Well, they don't even know the dagger. He's got the dagger.
And she's giving it away. Has no idea it's a dagger of fire and ice. You don't know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, there's like a whole story in the dagger. Yeah.
It's so frustrating.
I don't know though. It's Pride and Prejudice and Zombies good. Wait, what?
Yeah, Pride and Prejudice and Zombies.
Yeah, that's good. I thought you were like comparing this to that. I was like, oh, no, that's good. I think Pride and Prejudice is Matt Smith in that too. Holy shit, man! Because Pride, Prejudice, and Zombies is awesome. I do love that movie. I mean, I know a lot of people don't like it, but
you're a reader, and or his significant other is a librarian, so he probably read the book of Pride and Prejudice, and so Pride and Prejudice and Zombies is right up his alley.
Pride and Prejudice is probably one of her favorite movies. She puts it on often.
So. How? It takes 4 years to watch. I don't understand.
I just don't like it. It's not that I don't like Keira Knightley. She's very noticeable, like with her speech. I can't mimic it.
It's very annoying. Yeah, that's annoying.
It's annoying.
It's annoying. It's annoying.
Yeah. You haven't seen it? I would recommend seeing it. It's pretty good. It's fun. It's stupid. It's fun though. Yeah. I mean, it's Pride and Prejudice and Zombies. I mean, the title kind of gives it away.
Alicent even gives away the knife. Exactly. And I was so, honestly, I just before we end this, I just got to say, I honestly was hoping the entire time that Daemon and Rhaenyra were going to bust through the wall like the Kool-Aid man and just like, oh hell no.
Yeah. Not up in here.
And eat Aegon.
Yeah. All right. But yeah, let's move on to another show we're gonna talk about in a minute. So if you're watching live, stick around. If you're watching a replay, thank you for checking us out. It was a little bit longer one. I think we had a lot of fun talking about it. I'm annoyed, but I'm happy annoyed. I don't know if that makes sense. But but next week is the last episode for the season. So super excited. Leave a comment if you're watching on replay. Let us know.
Please like and subscribe this video, guys. Please subscribe. We're trying to get to 500, so everyone helps, and we appreciate everyone. And just as we go, I think we're going to get some White Walkers at the end too. I think episode 10, we're going to get White Walkers.
Oh, not this episode.
I think
we'll get White Walkers at the end of the series, not the season.
You don't think
season 4? That's when we'll see it for the first time. That they're not going to play that card. I think they want to stay away from Game of Thrones.
You can't. It's just like staying away from Star Wars. Still
true.
Star Wars.
That's true. But cool. Stick around. We're gonna talk about something else. All right. Hold on, before we start talking, we got Derpy in the house. What is up?
What's up, Derpy?
And we say, wait a minute, something's different. I smell change. That smelly smell. That smells smelly.
It's just the absence of Brandon. That's all.
I know. He had to go take care of some business and stuff like that. So, but yeah. What else? Oh, and then I don't know if anybody's watching, not subscribed. We're gonna announce our 400 sub giveaway probably tomorrow or Wednesday. So if you're not subscribed, you can subscribe and still enter to win that. And then 500, we're gonna have a pretty good giveaway. Yeah.
So so the videos will be released tomorrow or Wednesday, but we're going to do the giveaway next Monday.
No, we get at least a couple weeks for people to enter in. So probably Halloween.
So nice. On Halloween.
Okay, on Halloween.
Nice.
Yeah, we can do that.
Do a giveaway on Halloween.
Yeah. Oh, did you change the background?
Yes. So I got some of the stuff that's behind me. This is actually right behind the curtain, but it's just bigger. So yeah, you actually can see stuff.
Yeah, because I'm like, did he get a new gauntlet? Because that one's massive. Yeah. What, 400? Yeah, man, we are at 407 the last time I checked.
Yes.
So we appreciate everyone subbing, man. Honestly, I didn't think it was ever going to get to that point. Yeah, because like we also are part of the Nerd Huddle and Dynasty Pylon, and those are more sports related shows. A lot of football, mostly football. And I don't say we're not struggling, but it's just a slower crawl. Which I get because it's very more.
It's a lot of people that are out there doing sports.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
When you're doing things that's more opinion based, it's easier for you to stand out a little bit more, and you got more things to do. So.
Yeah, sports it's only relevant for the time that you're talking about it. So no one's gonna go back and like, oh, what happened in week 2 in 2019? You know what I mean? People will go back and watch reviews of old movies, old shows, stuff like that. So it's a little bit of a different game with that. But even Dynasty Pylon, they're giving away jerseys. They just hit they just got 200. Nerd Huddle just got to 200.
I believe Dynasty's at almost 220 now. So
yeah, 220. So and hopefully in the next coming weeks, I want to start doing a basketball show. Try to get that off the ground again. But we'll see. Because my girlfriend already told me, like, she goes, I don't want him playing football. Like our son, I don't want him playing football. I was like, I get it.
It's part of it.
I get it. But I'm like, all right, well, fuck, I need to get back into basketball then. Like, because I was really, really into basketball a lot. Like playing it, I knew everybody's name in the NBA. Like everybody. Now it's obviously you kind of like start to dwindle away and focus on one thing, and so.
Unless you're me, because I don't know.
I don't know how you do that.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I probably watch TV too much. That's all. I'm a proud derpy.
Proud derpy. There's haven't I been here since like 200?
Yep. You were actually here. I believe.
I'll be before
200. Yeah. I believe you were here before 200 derpy.
Yeah, I thought you were during Spider-Man, right?
It was right. Yeah, it was in December, so it was like December of last year.
Yeah. I gotta see where we were then, but yeah. Shout out to Derpy, man. Derpy is one of the OG fans. So, appreciate Derpy always hanging out, and Derpy is always in Dynasty Pylon and Nerd Huddle, always talking crap.
He's always around. I mean,
yeah.
You know, he's one of my favorites. So we all know that.
But we're gonna talk about one more show, and then we're gonna get some classic kind of reviews for our Halloween kind of stuff. So we're gonna talk about Sandman over on Netflix.
Woo!
It's been out for a little while, so I think spoilers are
totally
a given. Yeah. But we're gonna start that up. No, you're running this one, or
yes, okay, I'll do this one. Okay, let's do that one more time.
Yeah.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain, guys. Pay no attention. And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. I'm Brian the Grizzly here with Tank Kramer. We're going to talk about Netflix's The Sandman. I know everyone heard about it when it was coming out because, you know, it really came out to no real big acclaim. And then all of a sudden, people were talking about it all over the place.
Yeah.
It blew up. It is amazing. It's different. It's definitely a different show. And I really want to give it the time it deserves. So that's how we're talking about it today.
Yeah. So it came out in August. August 5th is when it was announced. So, or when it premiered. So it's been a couple months. So I feel like you know, it's been over 2 months. So I think spoilers are okay in my opinion.
See, so I heard about it, and what I was actually went to the comic book store and realized it's a comic book series. I was like, what? This is a graphic novel? And when I picked up the book, that's why I said I'm gonna watch. And it really it did not catch me the first episode. First episode, I was like, okay.
Really?
Whatever. The second episode, I was like, this is really weird. And then I finished the second episode, I was like, all right, what's going on in the third episode? And then like I watched like 4 of them in a row, and that's why I was like, I'm hooked. And even though I had all these other shows I was watching, I kept on watching. Now, Tank on the other end, he did a little bit different.
Well, I knew it was a comic book series. It's a lot of people say it's one of the best comic book graphic novels like ever. You know,
Yeah.
I tried reading it. I thought the story was great. The artwork kind of put me off to it. Like I was like, I don't the artwork, you know, and that's very subjective. You know, some people love the artwork, think it's amazing. And I'm kind of like, you know, but I did love the story, you know. So I never finished it. You know, I think I went through part of it and I'm like, oh, it's cool. But then you get pulled away. So I did know it was part of, and it's Neil Gaiman who makes great stuff, you know. So, but yeah, I watched it a little bit differently.
No, which is really good, cool. I mean, the main character, Lord Morpheus, is played by Tom Sturridge. He looks so weird and so different, and his acting style is really crazy because it's like I'm hearing this whisper and it's talks like this the entire time. And honestly, by the end, I was so blown away by his character. So we're going to talk about this in 3 different parts. The first part is Lord Morpheus has been locked away. Someone found him and was able to trap him, and he was trapped for about 60 years. So we're going to talk about that, those 60 years first. All right. Then we're going to talk about he finally gets out. How he gets out, that's bloody. And then he resumes going back to the dream world. But the dream world's been gone. He's been gone for 60 years. And then we're going to get to the point where he's starting to have a little trouble, and he actually talks to his sister. We're not going to tell you who that is yet, but his sister kind of gets him back on the right path and make him realize that he could change. Not everyone's the same all the time, and they could change in these centuries that they're alive. So that's how we're going to do it. I want to talk about the first part, him being trapped. What do you think about the whole first 3 episodes?
Oh man, it was good. So I think because I'm like, how long has he been trapped? Because I'm like, I thought it was more than that. I think it's over 100 years.
So I thought so too, but
106 is what they're saying.
But did that make sense? Because he missed one meeting. Oh, I guess it does make sense. He missed one meeting.
Yeah,
but he wasn't trapped in.
And
then he made it to the next meeting.
Well, no, he wasn't. It wasn't a meeting. So he was trapped. He was trapped in the meeting he missed.
with the guy.
Yeah. The
yeah.
immortal guy.
Immortal
Yeah.
guy.
Yeah.
So he wasn't trapped. He just didn't go.
No, he was trapped. He was trapped
Not the first meeting that he
because
did.
he said, I'm never gonna come back again. And then he didn't come back because he was trapped. So yeah. And then he found him, but it wasn't an actual meeting. He just tracked him down.
Yeah.
You know?
Okay, so that wasn't in 100 years. I thought it was actually the next 100 years.
No. So, but that's part. That's another later in the conversation because like of his changing of a character kind of thing. But with him being trapped, oh man, that was. I mean, that's why it's crazy how you said you didn't like it because in the beginning, like that's how it starts with like this crazy magic and this guy with this crazy mask and stuff like that, and then he gets pulled in like to this like what like
Glass.
satanic circle. Well, first it was a circle, and then they put him in the container and stuff like that. But yeah,
he was in prison for 72 years. That's what I thought.
Yeah. Was it 72 years?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Yeah, because I looked up, it goes Morpheus blah, 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 and Ritual in 1916. And then, after being captive for 106, he escapes and sets out to restore the order of the realm.
Oh, so 72 years is actually in the graphic novel.
In the graphic novel? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That part makes sense too. But it's been a long time. Well, it makes sense because the graphic novel when that came out was a while ago.
Yeah, so it wouldn't be 2016.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. Yeah. So yeah, that's exactly what it is. So yeah, so when in the graphic novel was over 70, and in the TV it was over 100. So yeah. So I thought that was like super interesting. And then he never talked.
Yeah.
He didn't say a word. So we had no idea how he sound. And so it's like all these characters acting around him certain ways. And I thought it was
Wait a minute. So okay, he was trapped in 1916 and he broke out in 1988.
Well, in the comic, I think in the
first episode. It was 1988 when he breaks out.
Was it?
Yeah.
I thought it was like more
because remember his son because the son and how he aged. So yeah, it was 1988 when he broke out. So it was 72 years. It was still fine. Okay. But that really doesn't matter. I don't know why
it's a long time.
He was there for, and it's funny because he asked him for something, right? And Dream just ignored him the entire time.
Oh, I love the monologue, like the inner dialogue or inner monologue, that he's talking to himself and stuff, like his thoughts, because he kept asking him to bring back his son, the guy who trapped him. He goes, bring back my son. He goes, which is more messed up because he has a son that's still alive, but he treats him like trash.
Yeah.
He's like, bring back the good one.
The good one, the one that's not the waste.
Yeah. And the whole time, like in his head, Dream is like, he goes, I can't do what he's asking for me to do.
But didn't it seem like he only trapped Dream so he could find death? He tried to trap death.
He tried to trap death, and he didn't know that he didn't, so which is even more funny because later you find that out later, like it's the wrong entity he trapped. So I'm like, that's kind of interesting. Because I don't want to spoil that for that conversation, but yeah, so I thought it was interesting. But yeah, the whole party, I'm like, which kind of sucks because he's naked the entire time.
Time.
They don't show everything, but they show half a butt cheek and stuff like that. So, but yeah, I love that beginning, that whole beginning part, because it's really everyone acting crazy around him.
Yep.
And he's just there. The
watching.
son, the dad, the mistress, and all that stuff. I don't know. What about you? How'd you like that?
That's exactly what it was. It was so crazy because it was just watching, and I think that's why I didn't like necessarily because it was just everything was watching and him not being interacting with everyone and everyone just being a douchebag about it.
Yeah.
But then I started to understand why they were doing it. It's too much of me. I was going in ignorant to what the situation was and what was happening. Why is this guy in the glass? Who is he? What's happening? The more I watched, the more I wanted to know more.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was a great job by the writers doing that, drawing you in. You don't have to get all the information right now, but the more information you get, the more you're going to enjoy this show. And that's what happened to me.
Yeah. I think that's what you got to do at a good show. Like Lost. If you ever watch Lost, the first season was a bazillion questions. Who's that? Why this? Where's that? What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Why is there a bear? Why is there a hatch? But a good show like starts to answer the questions slowly, because if you just hype it up with no
satisfaction,
being satisfied at the end of it, then you're angry. Like Lost. If you ever watch the end of Lost, you want to punch the TV. But like this, like the beginning of this, fucking J.J. Abrams. That man knows how to start stuff, but he don't know how to finish anything. But this one, like you said, it was a lot of questions, a lot of like, what's going on? Why, what is his powers? How strong is he? Why can't he do this?
Why can't he escape? Why is no one there to help him?
Yeah.
And I was wondering all those things. I mean, if he was a king of something, then why is no one coming to him?
Yeah.
And then his son, I was like, the guy who trapped his son, why didn't he set them free?
Oh, that was such a great twist, because the whole time it was just like, I think the dad got to him, but I thought that was great because the whole time, like, he felt bad for him being trapped. Then he killed his raven, and then all this stuff. But then he has a chance to set him free, and he doesn't. And it's just like the folly of man. Like how men just like mankind just suck. Like.
That's what happened. No matter what you do, you think about your own self-interest, not what's the right thing to do, but what's best for you.
Yeah.
And that's what they fall into. It's best for me because I'm going to be wealthy. I'm going to have all these great things because I have him in my possession and see him, this entity, as a possession.
Yeah. Which is a good, nice flash forward to that extra episode that we get at the end. That really is not about the main character, but little side stories that he's in. The possession and wanting what's best for you instead of what's
it's also
right.
The same side stories that for the person that he's in love with.
Yeah. But this whole thing. Thanks, Mondo, for liking the stream. But yeah, the beginning I thought was really good. Really. Because he's just sitting there, and then it's all eyes. It reminded me of like Batman, like Michael Keaton Batman. Like he's staring, but he's like looks with his eyes, or does like an eye and then looks. Like stuff like that. It was really good.
You figure out what's going on and who's doing what.
Yeah. He crushed it like in there. Well, I'm like, because you're rooting for him. You're like, oh, I want him to come out and start effing the people up. So.
All right. So how does he get out?
Oh shit! It was the son is finally old, like he's super old, and his husband, like he's more like more like what's right, but also it's like you need to stop, like the person he loves needs to stop with this obsession. So he's like, let me set him free, and then you'll be out of the obsession. But didn't quite work that way. So I think he's
trapped.
And the simplest thing, he just broke the little chalk circle kind of thing, and it just gave it enough.
It's very supernatural in that.
Yes.
Once you break the seal, now this entity can be released.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what happened. He broke the seal, and the entity he was released, and Morpheus did a number on everybody. He fucked people up. Got you, man.
Yeah. Well, it was the son of the guy who trapped him, because the guy who trapped him obviously died. And then now it's the son of who trapped him, and he put him in, like, he was sleeping, and he put him in. That's the whole part we forget to mention. So since Dream was trapped in this cage, there were people who couldn't wake up, so they went to sleep, and he wasn't there to wake them up. And what was it? The what did they call the sickness? Like the sleeping sickness or something like that. I think it was like sleepy sickness or something silly like that. But that was like kind of crazy, because it's like people all across the world just were sleeping forever, and they had no idea when they were going to wake up. So I thought that was really cool. It was like, oh, dream just doesn't put you to sleep. The Sandman just doesn't put you to sleep. He needs to be there to wake you up as well.
Yep.
So I'm like, cool. That was kind of cool. So,
and I thought that was really cool because of who he didn't wake up, that woke up anyway when he got out, when he got released. The entity that
I forgot what she was called. The Vortex.
The Vortex was created once he was released.
Yeah.
So Sandman's released. He kills all the people. Goes out. He goes back to his realm. His realm is all messed up.
Yeah.
Destroyed. His castle destroyed. His people are all gone. All the dreams are all gone. So now he has to go on a hunt to go find all the dreams, all his nightmares, basically.
His nightmare. But he also needed to find his 3 possessions. So he had the bag of sand, the emerald, and his mask. Yeah. So he had to go find those to get his full power back too. So, and then his nightmares, which was really cool.
And then each one of those things, those jewels, his 3 jewels, all had a story of its own. And they all took you down another rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
And he had to go through what he had to go through to kind of find each one. One was with a person. The other one was with the actual devil.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, speaking of like Game of Thrones, it was played by Lady Brienne.
Yep. Brienne.
And she was it Gwendolyn Christie, I think her name is. She played Lucifer. It was so good. It was so good. I love that.
So I mean, that was amazing. Each one of those stories was an episode, and it was amazing. And you can see, so he finds his sand, finds his mask when he goes to the devil, and which he had to go into hell to go get, and cross into hell, and which is a whole entity and a whole thing in itself. Then he has to go find his emerald, right? So we've been following the emerald this entire episode, this entire series, watching what it does, because the woman who had it visited him when he was locked up and gave it to her son.
Yeah.
And her son is a piece of work.
He had some issues. It was David Sweelis, which was from I forgot his character in Harry Potter, but he's in Harry Potter.
He's
I can't think of his name.
Werewolf.
The wolf guy. Not the teacher. He was one of the teachers, and then winds up leaving because he was the werewolf. But But yeah, he was awesome. He was really good in this one. Yeah, I think it fit his character or fit his personality.
They called him Dr. Destiny.
Yeah. I forget what his real name was. It was like Rob or something.
When he had the jewel, what did it do?
Then what did it do? Then it like change. Oh, it
Professor
can like
it's Lupin, by the way.
There you go, Professor Lupin. Then it's like it could change the world in certain things, right? Like he used it to make people not personality.
Lie. Yeah, to be totally truthful, and all the inhibitions go out the window. So anything that they would not do in front of people, they did. Anything they thought they wanted to do, they just did.
Yeah,
and that meant killing people. That mean having sex in front of their partners. I mean, it was the gambit of all the things that you think someone might think about doing. It was all on display.
Yeah. That was an interesting scene because it was the restaurant scene.
Yeah.
That was kind of interesting. Also, they tied in. I loved how they tied in things because there was the one girl who was there waiting for her girlfriend.
Yep.
They tied that into another story. Because who their girlfriend was. Like everything is connected. So it felt like 3 different stories, but they were all connected. And it was so well done. But that was like really interesting because because later on you're like, wait, wasn't that who she was? And you're like,
she was looking for the entire time.
Yeah. So that was pretty interesting.
But not just the jewel didn't just do that, but they also end up everyone who got touched by the jewel end up killing themselves in some way, or would murder other people and killing themselves.
Yeah.
So people were dying all over the place, and Dream did not like that. He did not appreciate that.
Yeah, because he's like, you're upsetting the balance. You know what I mean? It's like, well, yeah, because also like there was like a TV in the back, and like the world was literally on fire. There was like hurricanes and tornadoes and shit was exploding everywhere, and it's like the world was literally falling apart. And meanwhile, this guy's in a restaurant, like stop lying, like. So it was kind of funny. The one thing I didn't like, and it's more of a personal thing. It's not because it's bad. It's more of a personal preference. Why do they put Patton Oswalt in everything? he's fine. I think he seems like a great guy. He's funny. His voice is like nails on a chalkboard, and they put him as voices in everything. He's in the MCU now. He was the Raven in this one, and it was, I don't know how you felt, but I felt it was very off-putting every time the Raven talked, and it was Patton Oswalt. I was like, ugh. Like,
no, I think you think of him as a little frumpy guy, and that's kind of what you get. And that's the voice that you hear, and it's just a side character. He's a
he
sidekick.
sounds how he looks.
He sounds like a sidekick. So he's that guy who's trying to do whatever Dream wants. So I hear you though.
That's more of a personal preference. I do love him in Parks and Rec. Patton Oswalt in Parks and Rec is a meme. It's one of the best scenes in the entire show. But his voice, man. So if you're watching Patton Oswalt, I do love you. You're awesome, but man,
he just said he doesn't love you. I don't know what you guys talking about. If you were listening, he doesn't love you.
His voice is so recognizable. It's so recognizable. You're like, right off the bat, as soon as he says the first syllable, you're like, this Patton Oswalt. So,
okay. So in this whole thing, Dream finally gets the ruby with the jewel. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't want to talk about how and all this stuff, but he does get it.
Yeah, which were awesome parts. Super awesome parts. Of him getting all his stuff back.
He has his things, and he's now back in the dream world, and he's trying to build it back up. He's doing everything he has to do to make it wonderful again. He's making the dream world great again. Sorry, I had to go there. But what he's doing, the person who held everything together, he is alienating her and basically telling her, like, I don't need you to do that anymore. You could go back to being a librarian. And that's really what he did.
Yeah, he's trying to be a dick.
Yeah, well, that's just who he was. That he was back to being who he really was.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, at least that's how I felt it. So what's her name? Morty? No, this is his sister. This is sister. Lucien.
Yeah.
So she's the only one who stayed in the dream world and held everything together. And
only one.
She was keeping everything going, and he told her to go back to the library because she was a librarian and look after the books. And he didn't respect her enough to give her due and to see her as someone that he can talk to and utilize. And I thought that was interesting, and that we all could see that he needs to change, but he didn't see that. Yeah. And I think that was important that he needed to kind of go through some humility in order to see that. And the only way he could do that, he decided to go visit his sister.
Mm-hmm.
His sister is Death.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, also, this is when you find out he has a few different siblings.
Yes.
And they're all different emotions and different things, which I found that to be pretty cool. But
so what are the emotions? Who are the
desire?
Mm-hmm.
What was Desire's like twin? I can't think.
Fate? No.
Desire had that twin that was
weird, very weird.
yeah. I haven't brain for it. I don't know. But yeah,
it's him, Death. What is Desire's? Destruction, despair.
Yeah.
Delirium, and destiny.
Delirium of Destiny. There's one that ran away that they stopped seeing, and they were afraid. Like that's what happened to Dream. That he just stopped being a god. And I can't remember which god
Delirium?
left. It might have been Destiny, I think, or Delirium.
It might have been Delirium.
Yeah.
So Destiny's the oldest of all of them. Death is like the second oldest. But Dream goes to go see Death. And she is not what you think. You think of Death, you think about a guy in a cloak, carrying some type of weapon, whatever, killing people. And you get there and you see this very attractive, young black woman that, I mean, was the nicest, most wonderful person that you have ever met.
Yeah, very caring,
understanding, and Dream basically kind of followed her around while she did her job for a little while. And she gave everyone respect and honored them and treated them like a great person. And Dream was watching this and he's doing it over and over and over again. And like, why are you doing this? And she says, basically, I didn't used to do this. I did my job as whatever. These people were crazy and I just kept on going, whatever. And then one day I started to realize, see the beauty in them, see understand who they are, and realize I'm the last thing people see before they die. And maybe I should give them some respect and some understanding. And he saw then that his sister was able to change. And I think that planted the seed in Dream that maybe he could also change.
Yeah. That whole sequence was super cool. Super sad, man. Super sad. But also very hopeful. I don't know. I mean, just seeing how she, Death changed, like you said, and it's very like, oh yeah, we're gonna walk. I'm gonna help them train. But that baby scene.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, we're watching this with our brand new newborn, like a week into being new parents.
So I'm watching that episode the night that Lucas is born. Yeah. And I'm like, oh my god! I actually turned it off. Just I couldn't do it.
You could have given me a warning. That was super sad, man. That was super sad.
But a lot of all these episodes really evoke a lot of emotions. Once you got caught in, you're in, and it was really good. Then Dream finally starts to change. Lucien, he starts to see Lucien as who she is, the person who's his really biggest ally, and starts treating her as such. And Dream starts to open up a little bit more.
Yeah. Well, he starts to understand. It's like, oh shit, you're a real like person that cares about me. You weren't here just because I was king. You were here because you enjoy, or I don't know. It had some like loyalty or something.
Yeah.
So, he starts to respect her and stuff like that. But the whole that was another part. It was like, because that's the part that leads into him meeting his immortal friend. The guy who he decided to keep alive like every 100 years because he wanted to see how it changed. Because he's like that was so cool, because like some of those are like shot for shot from the comic, which is pretty awesome. And this guy, like, he's like, oh, I want to live forever. If I live forever, I'll do all this stuff. And the guy's like, oh, well, all right, we'll make you live 100 years and see how you feel then. And 100 years comes, he's like, it was great. And then every 100 years, even when it's bad, because he becomes rich, he becomes famous, and then the next time he's like poor
and loses all his money, loses all his family.
Yeah, and then he's like, oh, you're ready to die now? He's like, no. I was like, he's like, now I know what to do. Yeah. So I'm like, that was so interesting. It was so cool. But at the end, it was just like, oh, you're keeping me alive because we're friends now. And that pissed off Dream, because that was when he was arrogant and an asshole.
I don't need anybody.
Yeah. And then he realized, he goes, oh, I missed our 100-year date. So he went to hunt for him. And I thought that was super sweet because then he finds him, and he'll looked at him and he said something along the lines. He goes, "Oh, it's rude for keeping friends waiting this long."
Yeah.
And
So
then he just sat down. I'm like, that was awesome.
sweet.
That was such a like. I think that's when it finally turned over. Like, oh, he is a different person now, because he is accepting this mortal that he's allowing to live, as a friend. So it was pretty cool.
Okay. Now, while all this is happening, the dream world is actually in peril because this is a girl who's they call Vortex. She's someone who can control her dreams, and she can go into other people's dreams and control those dreams. And she's one of those things she's going to blur the line between the dream world and the real world.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of what happens.
Yeah.
So Dream has to try to decide what he's going to do. He's trying, do I kill her, which is his first idea, or do I try to figure out what to do with her?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dream was all for killing her.
I think in the past he's killed the Vortexes because otherwise they kill him.
Yep.
So he has to kill them, in one way or another. So, but the twist in it all, I did not see it coming.
Go ahead.
Because it ties back into the beginning when he's gone and trapped. And I'm like, how are they doing this so well where it makes sense? It's all one story, even though it feels like smaller stories. And I guess that's like the trick of writing a comic, it's like you need to have separate stories, but all still tied together. Man, that was super great. That was super great. But
what happened is when he got trapped, this lady named Unity Kincaid went to a coma, and she slept for all those years. And the day that he broke out and got out, it's the day she woke up. So she will sleep for her entire life, 70-something years.
Mm-hmm.
So we see her story, and her story is going the same time as Rose Walker's happening. She gets to know Rose, and Rose meets Unity. It's like, okay, this is just one thing that happens.
Yeah.
Coincidence. And it wasn't a coincidence. Rose was actually Unity's great-granddaughter.
Great-granddaughter. Great-granddaughter. Yeah.
So Rose had lost her mother, but now she had a great-grandmother that was going to be able to, they're going to create a family, be a family together. Now, Rose is the one who's the Vortex. She has this special power, and no one knows why she's the Vortex. Well, what actually happened was Unity, and is actually, we said it was actually supposed to be the Vortex, but since she was asleep for all that time, she never got the chance to be the Vortex. So while Dream is about to kill Rose Walker, Unity figures out, no, Dream, you can't kill her because I'm the one who's supposed to be the Vortex. You getting caught is the reason why I wasn't the Vortex. You need to kill me. And she tells Rose, give me the power, and he could take my life.
Oh no, I think you're missing a big part of it.
Wait, go ahead.
A big part of it, because it's not that he can't kill her, or it's not because like not only because of that, he can't kill her because he would upset the law. Because then you find out that the brother or the other sibling, Desire, winds up giving I don't want to say having sex, but impregnates Unity. When she's sleeping, which is insane, and then now she gives birth to the baby, and then this and that. So this
she gave birth to the baby while she's asleep again.
Yeah. So this new the new Vortex that got passed down from the grandmother, the new Vortex is part God, basically. So it's like, Desire God is like, you can't kill that because you'll upset the balance and you'll make other higher gods upset. But that's a Vortex. It needs to kill you, and it's like puts them in a weird position. But then that's when they realize like Unity should have been the Vortex or was the Vortex, but wasn't. And then they passed the power, and then he had to kill Unity to save himself and the world and stuff like that. But I'm like, Desire is
sneaky and unbelievable.
That's crazy. So sneaky. It was like, oh, she's part God now because
But
that's my
that's why I always
child.
thought it was so
Well,
crazy.
what?
That's why I want to see more of the Sandman, because though Rose gave the power of the vortex to Unity, and he was able to kill Unity, whatever. Rose is still part God.
Yeah.
That doesn't stop.
Yeah, she's not the vortex anymore. She gave rid of that power, but she's still part, like, of like desire or something like that. And remember, they're missing a god that ran away, or
Exactly.
they
Or that
think
has
they ran
been
away.
lost.
That's been lost or ran away or whatever. Because some people say they got lost, or that got trapped, or it ran away, whatever. But now we have this half god, half human kind of thing. Yeah. But that I came back, I was just like watching, I was like, what is going on? This is insane. It's
and
so
that's the
good.
problem. There's so much that's going on, and you
Yeah.
literally have to be paying attention. And I mean, we didn't even talk about was it Calliope? Calliope.
Calliope. Yeah,
Which
and
is
the bonus
a whole nother
episode.
story.
Yeah. So after the whole season came out and everyone watched, because it was on Netflix, so they do everything all at once. After it came out, they released a bonus episode that had three small stories. But Dream was just a small part of those stories, which was kind of really cool. But yeah, all those were really, really interesting too.
Which one's your favorite one?
I'd like
Cat.
the cat one was cool. It was kind of cool. It was animated. It was pretty cool. But I did like the Calliope, whatever, the author writing people, stuff like that. So
Also realizing that she was trapped just like Dream.
Yeah.
And then they lost their son.
Yeah.
And that explained a lot about who Dream was. They gave you insight to who he was. And he was able to forgive her, and they actually kind of made up, which I think we're going to see more of in future.
I think so too.
Seasons.
So yeah. So this whole season was like insane. So I wind up watching this, like, I think we came home after the hospital after the baby was born, and we were kind of sitting there. We're like, well, what do we want to watch? We can watch Community for the 5th time, which we did it a few times since then. Or like, hey, I'm like, hey, let's check out the Sandman. I heard it's really good. Everyone's talking about it. It's Neil Gaiman. Let's check it out. We binged it in like 2 days.
Yeah.
Like 2 days, we binged it with a newborn. So, I mean, we're not sleeping anyway. So yeah.
Which was the perfect series for that. Not sleeping.
It was. It really was. Yeah. So yeah, man. So, and then a lot of people were upset because Netflix
still hasn't.
They still haven't. Netflix is stupid. I mean, you know what?
This was a number one show during this entire time. It was amazing, and so many people were watching it and just falling in love because there's so many things that are happening at the same time.
Yeah,
and people are upset because Netflix was not renewing it. Has not renewing the Sandman, and I don't believe it's still not renewed right now.
It's not. I'm looking it up, and they're still. This is what, 2 weeks ago, not renewed. A week ago, not renewed. Yeah,
I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that Netflix doesn't know what they're going to be, what they're doing, and what their budget is.
Exactly. I think a lot of people are going to get pissed off in the next couple months, whenever they start charging, or whenever they start playing commercials
during the show. Mm-hmm.
And they start going like Hulu way. I think then that's where they're going. I was like, oh, we got season 2, we got this coming out, I think that's what they're gonna do. They're gonna like, we're gonna play commercials and charge you more, but we got all you this, yeah. So they're gonna bury the shit news, but with like good news. But yeah.
So with all of this said, how would you rate this series? I mean, obviously we know.
Wait, let me pull it up. Yeah. You got it?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, I got it. So I'm rating Sandman a now. The acting was great, the story was great, emotions, it had everything. It's just a show that you cannot stop watching. And then they give you a little, extra little cherry on top with the bonus at the end. Great show. I recommend everybody go and watch this. It's the hype you've been hearing all over the internet is 100% worth it. 100%. So check it out.
I'm going to give it a pass. You should have already been in the past. We already watched this thing. You should have already seen how good this thing is. And I hope that more people do go check it out and force Netflix's hand, because this was so good, so well done. I love the way the story kind of unfolded. That's a slow burn that I can enjoy. The way they did this, and as it started rolling, it was just like a snowball rolling downhill, and it got bigger and bigger, and it was just unstoppable. And by the end, I couldn't wait to watch the next episode. I was in my mind like, I cannot wait to get to the next thing. It was so good. So this is a definite now. You definitely need to go watch it. If you haven't watched it, you should be upset with yourself and then go watch it right now.
I agree. Yeah, great show. Great show. I mean, if it probably makes people want to go and read the comics.
Exactly. So I say I go into the comic book store, they're sold out of the graphic novels.
Yeah.
And they're still coming out with new stuff, and they're like, it's sold out. And they said the waiting list is like 10 people long. So which is doesn't seem like a lot, but for a show that no one knew was going on, that's pretty good.
The comic itself was published from 1989 to 1996.
96, yeah.
So 89 to 96 is when this was out. So yeah, and Neil Gaiman was very involved in it. I think he said he's been wanting to wait for a perfect opportunity to tell the story he wanted to tell, because other people tried to do it. So a story I heard was the guy who made Wild Wild West, or the guy who owned the rights or the published or whatever, I think who wrote the script or something like that. He wrote a script for a live action Sandman. And Neil Gaiman,
like, what?
Neil Gaiman got it. He got the script, and he said, "This is the worst thing I have ever read." He goes, "This isn't just the worst script. This is the worst thing I have ever read." And he said, "Why is there a giant spider?" Right? Flash forward a few years after that, Wild Wild West comes out. Guess what's in Wild Wild West?
A giant spider. Metal spider.
So this guy really wanted a spider in something. But good for Neil though, man. Neil Gaiman was like, no. We're gonna wait. If it never happens, it never happens. But I'm glad it happened with the great cast, and he was on board with everything, which is always a good sign. So I am down. And he's the other stuff he's done. American Gods. Like, I loved American Gods. It just sucks that it kind of just dwindled to nothing.
That's
just
exactly
kind
what
of
happens. If you don't put some money behind it, that's kind of what happens to these things.
Yeah. And there's another one that's out right now. With the show Good Omens. With another Doctor Who, and
that was good though.
Yeah, that was good. That's what I'm saying. Like he's got stuff coming out that's like really good. So yeah.
Go check this out. Yeah. I want you guys to watch it. Let us know what you guys think of the series. It is very weird. Stick with it, because once you get to like episode 3, you're done. You might be done in episode 1. So just enjoy it and know that where it's going to go. It's going to be great. So enjoy the ride.
Yeah. Yep.
So like the video, comment, let us know what you guys think. Subscribe, please, because we're going to put as much content as possible. And thanks for listening to us talk about the Sandman. I know it was a lot, but this is a lot of stuff in this series. I think you really take the time to really enjoy it and see where it goes. So we're going to go do another review, a little classic review. So we'll see you guys later.
Later.
All right. That was long.
Yeah. I'm looking at all the other stuff he's done. Yeah, Good Omens is I think another season's coming out.
See, I watched it once on Netflix. I was like, what is this?
It's good. American Gods, though, I loved. I was so kind of upset. Coraline? He did Coraline? Did he?
Ooh, I love Coraline, so.
Oh, what? I did not know he did Coraline.
Oh, Gaiman, yeah, right.
That's probably why I like Coraline. Because that is a good one too. Yeah. I mean, There's not many things I ever heard his name with something that's bad. You know, How to Talk to Girls at Parties. I heard about that. I haven't read it. I heard it's great. You know, he did a Batman thing. He was Batman. Whatever happened to the Cape Crusader in 2009? Check that out.
The Ocean at the End of the Lane. All right, I'm intrigued. And I heard a Stardust was good, so I'm gonna have to read that.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's do these classic reviews.
Yeah, knock these out. Also, real quick, I got a bunch of notifications. I went on sleeper. I survived.
You made it. I know. I was watching. I was holding it the whole time. I was like, all right.
I know. I'm gonna message in there. So I know anybody watching on Dynasty Pylon, also part of the Nerd Huddle. You go over there, check them out. Link in the description. It's fantasy football, and Mark and Martin, they're like the guys who host the show. They started a guillotine league, and I was probably going to be eliminated. So it's the person who scores the lowest is out of the league, you know, until there's last one standing. And I was going to lose, but Herbert did not have a good game, and this guy made it to the next round.
I have no idea how that's possible. Like, how is this possible?
Which is even better because now I can get freaking
Justin
Saquon
Herbert.
Barkley. I can get no. I'm getting Barkley. I got Lamar Jackson. I don't need.
Oh yeah, you definitely got Lamar Jackson. Yeah,
I am going to get Saquon Barkley. I have the first pick because I have the lowest points going into week.
I was gonna hope that you forget.
I know. Not again, man. Not again. I was so pissed, man. I couldn't.
I would have like the fourth pick, I think.
So I don't know how I survived that. The football gods saved me. Yeah.
No, man, I want the sixth pick. I'm never gonna get nobody.
Well, I don't know, not anymore. I mean, it's about 1, 2, 3,
I still got
4,
6
5,
people in
6,
front of
7. Yeah, there's still a lot of people left.
There's still too many.
1, 2, yeah. So he's gonna be the sixth team eliminated out of 18. So there's still 12 teams left.
Down to 12 though. That's like a regular league now.
Yeah. And as soon as he opens that up, I'm putting in my my waiver wire for Saquon Barkley. So
sure you are. We'll see.
Yeah.
All right. So what are we doing for this first one?
We do Night of the Living Dead and then Beetlejuice and Exorcist
at first.
Yeah. All right. So these we'll keep like 5 to 7 minutes, like super quick. We just got to keep an eye on the time.
All right. So you introduce Night of the Living Dead, and then I'll introduce Beetlejuice.
Okay. All right. Yeah. Bring this up real quick.
I got the synopsis too.
Oh, you got for Night of the Living Dead?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Hey, $30 million back then? That's crazy.
In the 60s?
60s. That's like $3 billion.
Yeah. All right. All right. So 612. So around 45-ish, we should already be done. So 42, we need to start winding down, if not already be done. So, all right. I'm going to hit it. All right. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tim Kramer with Brian the Grizzly. All of October, we are doing our Halloween classic reviews. And this episode, we are talking about probably the first one, if not probably close to being one of the first ones.
It's not the first, it's definitely the best.
For me, it definitely is.
I didn't have a Halloween costume on, so let me put a Halloween costume on for this one.
Brian, the pirate.
The
pirate. So we're talking about Night of the Living Dead, and we're talking about that one from 1968, the
original, the first zombie movie.
Yes, the first zombie movie. It's in black and white. Oh man. Yeah, first time anybody saw some zombies. Also has one of the most iconic lines like I think of all time. Like they're coming for you, like Barbara, they're coming for you. Like it's yeah. But obviously this is from the man, the myth, George Romero.
Romero. Yes.
Anything with his name on it is basically gold.
Oh, it is. It really is. It's like it means it's classic and it's the best.
Yeah.
So
we'll give have you give a quick synopsis of what the movie's about, and then we'll kind of talk about what made it great.
all right, I'm good. A desperate group of individuals takes refuge in an abandoned house when corpses begin to leave the graveyard in search for fresh human bodies to devour. The pragmatic Ben does his best to control the situation, but when the reanimated bodies surround the house, the other survivors begin to panic. Duh. As any semblance of order within the group begins to dissipate, the zombies start to find a way inside. And one by one, the living human beings become prey to the deceased ones.
Yeah.
That's it. That's exactly it. That's scary.
It's something that you probably heard a bazillion times by now. It's got played out in video games, in comic books, in every kind of medium. This has been a scenario, but this was the first one. Think about that, man. This is the first time they've done this. How crazy.
Have you watched it? Like, watch the
Yes.
CTA? It's so
Yes.
intense. It's
Yes.
so intense. You do like foreshadowing. You feel like you've seen the movies all the time. You know exactly what's about to happen because they go on the same story this is not one of those.
Yeah. Yeah. It has a great ending if you've never seen it. It's black and white. So if that puts you off, I say muscle through
yourself.
it. Yeah, because it is
It's worth
it's really worth it. It really, really is worth it. And also I think the black and white makes it better.
Creepier.
Yeah.
It makes it even more
Yeah.
scary. Like,
Yeah. So it's definitely it's a timeless classic. It's definitely something I've been watching the last couple years every Halloween-ish time. It's just
I honestly believe this is probably the best zombie movie. It's the first, and I believe it's the best.
yeah.
This and Day of the Dead.
Yeah.
This is it.
Because every other story, Walking Dead is just it's not a ripoff, but it's a
comes from here.
retelling. It comes from this. It was inspired from this. Because it's not only man versus zombie. It starts to put man versus man.
Man versus man. Exactly.
And-
It's about survival.
Yeah.
And what do you do? What will you do in the case where you don't think you're going to survive? How do you react? How do you act?
Yeah.
Who
So
are you truly?
yeah. So there was a lot of there's some like stuff that's a little outdated. I think was it Barbara kept passing out or something like that. She's like she's too weak to do any help or something.
And all they had to do was throw her out the window.
Yeah, but for me, obviously, which is also another big thing back then was this is 1968. It came out. One of the main characters, Ben, was a black man. Dwayne Jones, and that alone was something you didn't see a lot. Was him being kind of the leader of the group. Questioned a lot, like I think every leader always is, but. Yeah, because it starts off with Barbara and her fiance. I don't remember.
Fiance. Yeah.
And they go to the graveyard to see a family member, and then it all starts, and then they get into the house, and then other people start coming into the house, but Ben starts to become the kind of guy in charge.
Harry.
Barbara and Harry. Yes. Yes.
And yeah, but Ben is the leader. He's the one that's trying to hold it all together. He's the one who has a good head about him, and he doesn't get eaten first, like in the other crazy bad movies, which is awesome. How much money do you think this made at the box office?
Back then, I don't know, man. I don't know because George Romero, that wasn't a name back then. I don't think. So
Can you imagine $30 million was made in 1968? Just for comparison. Child's Play made 60. 20 years later.
20 years later.
Where the value of the dollar was not the same. It's crazy. This made so much money. All right, Rotten Tomatoes. Rotten Tomato score. What do you think it gets?
Oh man, I never looked it up. It's got to be high. I mean, it's a classic. It's got to be high.
Give me a
It-
number. What you think?
87.
87 is what the audience score is. The
Okay,
tomato
okay.
meter gives a 96.
Okay, good. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah.
literally the best. It's the best. It's the template of all zombie movies. Every zombie movie you ever watch is about this. So you need to respect it and watch it. It's like you're watching Christmas movies and it's a Christmas Carol. This is what this is.
Yeah.
This is a Christmas Carol. And to me, it's a 10 out of 10. This is it. This is perfect.
100%. 10 out of 10. Where would you rank this with all like other horror, Halloween, scary movies? Like
I told you, it's like my number 1 or 2 zombie movie. As far as Halloween movies, it's probably my top 15. Probably 15.
okay. Yeah.
But
I think you could probably put in my top 10 of like stuff I have to watch around Halloween. Yeah.
I like
It's
a lot
definitely
of movies. So
Yeah.
as you see, I'm wearing the SpongeBob thing. So I mean,
is that what it's from? Yeah, but yeah, I mean, great movie, great story. It holds up. From
that's what I was gonna say.
1968.
So does this hold up? It still be scary. If you're still in a movie theater,
Yeah.
you'll still be scared.
Yeah, I don't know if you'd be as scared as you were back then, but you won't be bored. You won't be disappointed. 54 years later, it's still good. It holds up without a doubt.
I love it. This is
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah. So I don't know. And it's an hour and 37.
You can
Great time.
enjoy
90
it
minutes.
fast and just enjoy it. So I think this is one of those things that not just holds up, but you watch it and you realize I know exactly where this is from.
You've seen it in all the newer stuff. You're like, oh, hey, Walking Dead did this. Day of the Dead did this.
Dust from Dawn.
Dawn
all
of the Dead.
things.
Dust from Dawn. Yeah.
I Am Legend.
yeah. So
All right, so that's what we got for this one, guys. I mean, I want to know what you guys think about this one. Night of the Living Dead is a classic. What do you guys think? Do you think classic means it's too old, it's out of touch, or do you think classic is the quintessential best movie, the zombie movie that has ever come out? I want to know what you guys think. Please give us comments, like this thread. Please subscribe if you haven't subscribed, and we will see you guys on our next one.
Yep.
See ya
later. Oh, we both hit it. No teaser. No. Have you not seen it, Derpy? If you have not seen Night of the Living Dead, then we are 100% doing a watch party. We should do a watch.
I'll do a watch
we
party.
should do a watch party for that Halloween weekend.
That's a great idea.
It's
fast.
Fun. Yeah, 90 minutes. It says 130 an hour 37. Credits and stuff. I didn't want to talk about the ending because the ending is such a perfect ending. Such a perfect. Yeah.
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
No.
I'm not
You gotta watch it.
Oh, the teaser on Discord. All right, hold on. Before we move on to the next one, let me check it out. Yeah, I've been out of that. Let's see. You threw it in the Nerd Huddle?
Yeah, Nerd Huddle's fine.
Oh, yeah. I know what he's talking about. So he's talking about the a sequel that I think it was announced today too, right? Where he said so the storyline, it follows Ralphie, now adult, who returns to the house on Cleveland Street to give his kids a magical Christmas like the one he had as a child, reconnecting with childhood friends and reconciling the past of his old reconciling the passing of his old man. So it is called A Christmas Carol's Christmas. So it is a sequel to the Christmas Carol.
I want to see what's the one that they're coming out with. The new is like a Christmas Carol, but it's like with what's his name?
A Christmas Stories Christmas. That's what it was. A Christmas Story Christmas. Yeah, so A Christmas Story, not A Christmas Carol. Christmas Carol is one with Ryan
Oh,
Reynolds.
Christmas Story. Isn't there a Christmas Story 2 already?
I don't think there is. Yeah,
Yeah, I feel like
Christmas
there is.
Story, Christmas.
I think
Is
there's a Christmas Story 2, like a Chris. Yeah.
Well, this is gonna come out on HBO Max.
Ah, okay. I was thinking, what was Ryan Reynolds and Will Ferrell do?
We Spirited. We watched that trailer the other day.
Yeah,
so
so
we'll save the trailer for Friday.
That's
We're definitely watching that. It's a very, very short trailer. It doesn't really talk a lot. You kind of you see a close up of Ralphie's face, and you see a lot of the stuff from the house from the Christmas Story. But I thought it was funny. It was a Christmas Story Christmas. It's like, really. Yeah.
All right, so let's do this last one because this is long.
Yeah.
All right.
Do just Beetlejuice then.
Yeah, let's do Beetlejuice and be done by 55.
All right. Is there? Yes, there is a proper sequel because the original actor who played Ralphie is coming back. I
didn't know that. Okay.
I never seen the sequel, so that's why I was like, is there? Yeah, no one did. All right. You have the synopsis for Beetlejuice? If you want me to do it?
Yeah, I got the synopsis, but I'm going to introduce it, and you do the synopsis this time.
Okay.
All right, ready?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. And welcome back to Spoiler Kings. It's Brian the Grizzly here, back with Tank Kramer, and we're going to talk about Beetlejuice.
Yeah, you said it.
Oh no, I'm waiting for it.
Yeah.
Beetlejuice, this movie is so good. It is. So everyone talks about this is my favorite comedy movie for Halloween. This is my favorite. It is so good. It has so many stars. Was it Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin,
Catherine O'Hara,
Winona Ryder, Jeffrey Jones. There's so many people. Michael
Keaton. Come on, Beetlejuice himself.
I gotta go for the first one. This has everyone in it. This is such a great movie. It's a fun movie, and I mean, this is my top. I love this more than I love anything else. So go ahead, go on your synopsis because I love it.
Yeah, I would say that. And then Derby says, why'd you say those 3 words? You doomed us all. Yeah.
I'm only afraid of one other set of words, and that's said in Chicago, and I don't say that guy.
Yeah. All right. So the synopsis for Beetlejuice came out in 1988. So after Barbara and Adam die in a car accident, they find themselves stuck haunting their country residence, unable to leave the house. When the unbearable Dietzes, which was and their teen daughter Lydia, which was played by Winona Ryder, buy the home, the Matlins, which are Barbara and Adam, attempt to scare them away without success. Their efforts attract Beetlejuice, which is Michael Keaton, a rambunctious spirit who helps quickly becomes dangerous, and the Matlins and innocent Lydia. So,
got problems with the living? Call my name 3 times and I'll be there.
Yeah. So, director Tim Burton, so obviously, another director that has kind of in the 80s is when he started making his name for himself.
Exactly. I think this is the one.
Batman, Beetlejuice, stuff like that.
Beetlejuice was, I think it came out before Batman because I feel like this is it. But Michael Keaton, but he knew who Michael Keaton was because of this. And Winona Ryder was so good. It was such a well done, weird, not creepy, just very weird show. I mean, with the snake and the dead people, and remember they go to the dead area where it's like a DMV, and, and the football team was there, like, coach, I don't think you made it off the bus. Yeah. I told you did 15 times. It's so good.
Yeah, she's like, I'm not your coach.
And then with Winona Ryder, Lydia, she says, how do you see me? She's talking about the ghost, and she was like, said, people ignore the weird and whatever, and me myself, I'm already weird and crazy, so I can see you. And that was like the basis. She could see the ghost before anyone else, and she really, had more in common with the ghost than she did with her own family.
Yeah. So I mean, man, but this movie, I mean, like you said, besides the stars in it, I mean, insane. It had some of the most, like, the best, funniest scenes. Michael Keaton was. I'm surprised. Years later, I'm surprised my parents let me watch this because this is not a kid's movie. This is. It had a that he's like dancing and thrusting as he's going into like there is a lot of sexual innuendos in there. I mean, some not even innuendos, straight up like like that, like and I think I mean
It's a lot about death and
death,
the ending and what's the expected ending, and I mean the creepy wedding scene at the end. They're sitting there dying and like shriveling up, and oh my gosh, it was so crazy.
Yeah, this I think put Tim Burton on the map because the graphics looked amazing, the practical effects and stuff like that. I mean, I have that book in the house, the book that Lydia Barbara
Guide to the Dead or whatever it is.
Yeah, the Guide to the Dead or something like that. Like I have like
Guide to the Recently Dead or something like that. I think it was.
So but I mean Catherine O'Hara, who's obviously a legend, was in it, and the dinner scene, when they start singing the song. That's classic. Yeah. That's a classic. So but Michael Keaton as Beetlejuice, and then a year later, you see him as Bruce Wayne Batman. And you're like, who is this man? Who is this man? That went from
this was a good idea. In Beetlejuice, it's such a comedy. It's so funny, yet it worked so well as Batman. His charisma, and he's able to carry two different type of movies that well.
Yeah. And
who knew Winona Ryder would become what she became from this?
Yeah. I mean, you got, like you said, Winona Ryder. She was super young when she did this. Gina Davis, Alec Baldwin. Yeah. It's a fun movie. Can you recommend watching this with your kids? Time has changed. This came out in 1988. Things are very, very different now, and I think kids are exposed to different things.
Yeah, but some of the stuff is kind of crazy. I'll have to explain way too many things. I don't necessarily want to deal with that.
Yeah. There's a lot of other stuff. I would wait until you're like a 9. Yeah, maybe
9, 10. I could see doing that. But I mean, it's still fun because I'm gonna watch it by myself. Me and my wife are gonna watch it. I might watch it tonight. Beetlejuice.
Yeah.
One more time.
Yeah. I mean, I got it on my digital library. But yeah, it does talk a lot about death. There's the Miss Argentina slit her the wrist, which is you're like, holy crap. There's the part where Beetlejuice he's in the fake graveyard and he dresses like Adam, but he turns around and he starts grabbing Gina Davis's very inappropriately. Like you said, the whorehouse.
I'm telling you, as they shrivel up and they're dying in their wedding in tux.
Yeah.
And then the preacher, and he's trying to marry Lydia. And I mean, just the whole thing is interesting and crazy.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this is one of the greatest movies all time. I love every part of it. I love the cast. To me, this is what dressing up as people that are different. That's what the whole idea of Halloween is. And Beetlejuice turns into a snake. He turns into all these things, and that just to me is everything what Halloween is. And that's why I love this one so much. And it's another quick watch.
Yeah, it's not that long of a movie.
An hour and a half.
Yeah. So,
all right. So
it's on that.
What do you think? IMDb. What's the score
on IMDb? I'm not sure.
Okay, then give me the tomato meter then.
See, there they can be like kind of crazy. I know the audience. It's got to be in the 90s for the audience. Got to be in the 90s.
Both between 85 and 87.
Wow, really? I thought they were gonna be a lot higher.
And then IMDb gives a 7.5 out of 10. One of the best Halloween movies ever. 83% people like it.
Wow, that's the same as some of these other movies we're seeing.
Yep.
Interesting. Yeah. So,
what do you think about box office?
Ooh, I don't think it did that well. I don't see it doing it well in theaters.
Okay.
What was it?
$74.2 million.
Okay.
Not
88,
bad.
Not bad.
Not bad for 88. First time we really hearing about him. I mean, this is before Edward Scissorhands. This is before Nightmare Before Christmas. Before all these things. Yes.
Was it before Edward Scissorhands?
Edward Scissorhands 90.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah.
This is it. This is the beginning. And this is when he started to really get a name from himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
The budget was $15 million and made 74.2.
That's a win. Yeah.
So you're winning.
Yeah. And how much money does it still make to this day?
Michael Keaton every Halloween goes into his mailbox and gets another check.
That's probably true. Probably very true.
All right, but here's the last one. Does this hold up?
Oh, of course. 100%, man. Like if you like raunchy, it holds up.
Yes.
You know, it's a raunchy is raunchy, you know, and this is raunchy never dies. This is definitely raunchy. And there's parts of it where I remember where he like kicks over the tombstone. He's like nice freaking motto, and he like grabs his like honk honk and grabs his junk. Like as a kid, I'm like, what? Yeah.
Where do you rate this around your Halloween movies then?
Oh man, this is top 5 for me. I gotta watch
3.
it.
This is top 3 for me. Like this one, Nightmare Before Christmas. Oh, this is the up there.
Yeah. With both Tim Burton. Go figure.
Yeah, exactly. Wonder what I like.
Yeah. Definitely a must watch for me. Yeah.
Well,
the Handbook for the Recently Deceased. That's what it's called.
We got to ask. So, what do you guys think about this? What do you think about Beetlejuice? Is this in your top 3, top 5? Where do you rank it? Please like this video stream. Please comment on it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed, and let us know what you guys think. So, let us know, and we'll see you tomorrow with another video.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Later.
Of course, I wasn't ready.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah, I'm going through this stuff. I forgot Roger Ebert didn't like it. He said it was stupid.
Roger Ebert's stupid. That's why I always like Gene Siskel. How much do you think the first Batman made?
Ooh, I don't know. I had to do pretty good, right? I think
it's 1989. It's the year after Beetlejuice. How much do you think?
I do pretty good. I'd say 100, right?
Keep going.
More, really? 150? Really? No shit.
Double.
I was at 300?
$416 million.
Wow.
The first Batman blew everything out the water. 411.6 million. I'm sorry.
Wow.
It blew everything out the water.
That'll do it, man. That'll
89.
That put Tim Burton on the map.
All right, we've been doing this 2 hours.
Yeah, we went really long with Sandman, I think, and House of the Dragon.
Yeah, House of the Dragon. But people were watching. I was like, we're up to like 14 people watching at the same time. Let's go ahead.
Yeah, but all right, man. Want to end it?
Yes, definitely. Let's end this, guys. Thank you guys for watching everything today. Thanks for all your comments. Thanks for being involved, and we'll see you guys later.
Yes, later. Oh,
got it.